You're audible.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. You can able, yes, we can able to hear you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yes, so the long weekend that it was. So Friday also I was not able to take it. Sorry for inconvenience. Okay, so let's move into that. The before understanding today's object, let's try to recollect it what we were understanding, and then we continue with today's object. Yeah, so in the last section we were understanding the shell, one of the important concept that is about shell decision making. Yes, how do we implement the conditional based statements in shell scripting? Yeah, conditional based statements. So which we are trying to understand that the syntaxes and all that. Yeah, the first of all syntax, if you try to recollect it in the decision making. So the if statement, how do we define it? Or if else statements, how do we define it? And the nested if else statements, how do we define it? Yeah, there are the different types of the statements which we are trying to understand it during the implementation. Yes, if statement directly the if and condition, and then block. Yes, this is the condition. If it's the true, then what is the block of the statements we want to execute it? Thus we can define it. But this is a general generic programming the model. But if you come back to the shell scripting, yes, if statement how to define is if within the square brackets the condition, and we don't see that curly braces here. So then is the representation of the starting block of this if. Then we can end up this if condition by using that fi. So this is a syntax model in the shell scripting of the if statement. And then we are understanding if else also. Yes, if the condition is true, then this block which will be executed, this block of the statements. And in case this condition is a false, then if you have this, the statements which are required to handle it, then we can define in the else block. Yeah, if else condition blocks, understanding. So this is a syntax from the shell. And finally, we were looking about it, nested if else statements also. That is, how do we define if, then else, then within that else again, that condition, if you like to handle that, then elif is available. So if this condition is true, then it will be executed. Else, then again it is going to evaluate one more condition. If this condition is true, then this block of the statements. Else, then again that one more condition. So like that, we can define that if else block of the statements. So this is the syntax for it, which we are trying to understand it about the shell scripting, shell scripting with the decision making statements. But whenever we are defining that the conditions, we need to use the different parameters. On the base of that, the string types, that is a string, on the base of the data types of that variables, we need to use it. Yes, string type, the different conditionals. Numeric based, if it is the numeric, then different types of the conditionals. True or false, that is a boolean based different types of the condition models. Yes, we are trying to understand that different parameters. Yes, we can say these are all like parameters. Yeah, the shell basic operators. Yes, sorry, the operators. But what are the different operators? That is, yes, arithmetic, relational, boolean, string, file. There are the different operators. But arithmetic operators, how do we implement it in the shell scripting is directly we cannot define that a plus b or something. So it has to be used expr, expr statement. Expr, the command, or we need to use it about BC. That is a basic calculator. That package we need to install it. Once package is installed, then we can route it this output to the BC command. Then it is going to executing arithmetic operators. But what are the different arithmetic operators? Yes, as we know that the plus, minus, so asterisk. But asterisk directly we cannot use it. We need to use the escape character before that asterisk. As we are understanding, this is syntax of it. And then division, modulus, equal is assignment, double equals equal to, the verification or not equals. So there are the different arithmetic operators are available, which we can apply that on the integers. Integer, right? Obviously, arithmetic operators, integer based or numeric based. Yeah, there are the different operators on the arithmetic, and then we are understanding the relational, that is less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Yes, we have the operator notation, that is hyphen LT, hyphen LE, hyphen GT, hyphen GE, equals, yes, we can use it hyphen EQ, not equals, that is NE. Yeah, there are some syntax notations which we are trying to understand it with the relational operators. Then we are understanding Boolean operators also, that is true or false indications, but not only the true or false, we have that the not or hyphen O or hyphen A also. The not, as we know about it, false, it is going to inverting into that the true, and a true into the false, that is a not operator. Yeah, if you need the reverse of the current output, then you can use that, the not. Current output is a true, and if you apply that's not on it, then it is going to become the false. Yeah, and then we are understanding logical or and logical and. Logical or is, so any one of the true, then that condition is going to become is the true. So either condition 1 or condition 2 is the true, then it is going to become the true. And one more important, suppose whenever it is evaluating about it, yes, this is the true, then it is not required to evaluate it with the second condition, right? Because anyway, this condition is going to become the true. Because first statement is the true, then second condition, so not required to verify. Just keep that in the mind that logically the interpreter how it is designed. But in case if it is the false, the first condition, then it is going to evaluate the second condition. Second condition, if it is the false, then the entire condition is a false. But second one is if it is true, then entire the condition is true. That is about logical or, and a logical and. If both conditions are the true, then we can say that this entire yes, this statement is a true. But here one logic which we need to understand in is, suppose, please mute the mic. Yeah, if this first condition is the false, then it is not going to execute the second one. Anyway, first is false is nothing but obviously this condition is, entire condition is false, right? But if it is the first one is true, then only it is going to check it the second one. Here, if you just observe that the first one is the false, then it is going to execute the second one. But here, first one is the true, then second condition is going to evaluating that. That is the difference between the logical or and the logical and. Is it clear about these points?
Yes.
So if you are clear, just type that the clear. Yeah, Ajay, Usha, Sushma, Agava, good. And how was the weekend? Have completed all the pending activities? If it is completed, yes, done. Type that done in the chart window. All these exercises practicing. Okay, good. Shankar, done. Sushma, in progress. Venki, done. Osha done. Okay, good. Minimally spending almost near to end. Good. I see. Raghava in progress. Sushma progress. Okay. Yeah, but try to complete it and try to practice as much as you can do that. So that's good. So any queries, questions from the previous sections, please let me know. Anyone having any issues? So just let me know to help you on that, or otherwise we'll continue to the next. Some more operators. We'll try to understand two more types are available. That is a string and a file. We'll observe those operators also. So string, if we have the variables of the string, then what are the different operators we use it in the shell scripting? Or if you have that the file based, then how do you go ahead with that? Or what are the different operators we use at that in the condition based statements? Yeah, shall I go ahead or any queries, please?
Yeah, we can go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir, we can go ahead.
Oh, good, good. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, okay, so let me yes, like explain that the first, next operators. They are straightforward operators. You can just try to, you can easily understand that. That's not big deal. But so far, if you just observe that relational operators or arithmetic operators, which we can apply that on the integers or the numeric. The numeric values, if I'm having, then less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or equals to, or like yes, arithmetic operators, we can apply that. But if you have the string, that means in the previous examples we are understanding about it, a value something, yes, that like a 10 something, and b value something 20, which we are taking that with the example and understanding that operators. But if I am having that the value in the format of the string, that is something X. If you just try to understand that, assume variable A holds ABC and B holds EFG. So they're all the string based. So if you have the string based the variables in the conditions, whenever you are implementing the decision making conditions, then how do we use it that the conditions, or how to implement the conditions, and what are the different operators are available on the string? Yeah, let's look into the quickly about it on the string based operators. Yeah, I would like to check the comparison. If suppose the string A holds something ABC, B holds EFG, ABC, EFG. Is it both are the same? A and B value the same? That means equal string or not? So how do we check it? The equals or not is normally we use it equals for assignment. The value to assign to the variable. Yes, in the arithmetic operators, if you remember that, equals is nothing but one variable value we can assign to that another variable, assigning the value. But if my variable is a string like ABC and EFG, these are all the both are same or not. That's we can check it with the equals. Yeah, $A space equals space $B. Suppose if I don't use the space here between that means A equal to $B. Then what is the meaning? That is the assignment. That is a assignment. But in the string, whenever you are comparing about it, both the strings are equal or not, we can use it equals. But here $A contains different value, B contains the different value. This is not true. Yeah, equals is nothing but comparison. Both the strings are same or not. If it's the same, that returns true. Otherwise, it is a false. Like that, not equals. Yes, $A is not equal to $B. Yes, here A contains ABC value, B contains the EFG value. Yes, that is a true. Both are not equals. A variable, B variable values are not equals. So next one is hyphen Z is that another operator. So Z is that represents size is 0 or not. That means that particular string, that was suppose $A is a variable which contains the string value, that is ABC. But hyphen Z space that variable, if I give it, if the operand size is a 0, that means that string length equal to 0, then it returns a true, otherwise not a true. Now what is the string length of that $A?
3.
That is 3 characters. Number of characters, that is the length of that string. So here that is not the 0, right? Size is 0, it returns true. That means if the empty string, that is written true, or else that is false. That is hyphen Z which we can use it. Length verification. Is it string empty or not? How do we check it? Hyphen Z under string. And size is non-zero. So non-zero that represents actually here hyphen n $A. So this is non-zero, right? Length is a 3. That is a non-zero. That is a true. It is not false. That means it is true. Actually, this is typo hyphen n here. And another option which we have this is the string is empty or not. That is, we can use it. Directly give that in that condition, the variable string. If it is empty, then it returns false. Or if it is not empty, then it is true. Yeah, these are all string operators, mainly which we use it equals or not equals or hyphen z or hyphen n. So hyphen z is the empty string is true. Hyphen n is nothing but not empty. Then it is true. Yeah, so let's refer that example for it. Yeah, Boolean operators. Yeah, the string operators. Here, can you give me that or can you analyze it? So what it is, the output of this one? Use the chart window and please quickly the type in the chart window. The first what is this condition? Is it true or false? Yes, good. So A is not equal to B. Here, which operator we have used? Equals. Equals is that is both are equals, then it is going to true. That means ABC and ABC, if I define it, then it returns to true. That means A is equal to B. Otherwise, it is false. What about this one? What is the output of this? Mm, yeah. So A is not equal to B, right? A equal to ABC. ABC is not equal to EFG. That is true. Then it is going to print it. A is not equal to B. Next, what about this? Is it true or false? Just type that true or false. True condition or false condition. Okay, not true. Anyone? Hyphen Z under string. hyphen z represents. So which purpose we use it? Z, 0 length. $A value contains 3. That is false, right? Yeah, that's into the false. String length is not 0. But reverse of the Z is N. N is for the non-zero. $A. $A length, what is that? 3. That is non-zero. Yes, this is the true. String length is not 0. Then it is going to become this statement, this true statement. What about this option? If you just give that only the variable, that is a string, then what is the meaning of that? Is it hyphen Z or hyphen N?
Empty.
Yeah, is it hyphen Z or hyphen N? Indirectly, if you talk it in this one, are you going to use it
N.
hyphen N or hyphen Z?
Hyphen N.
Hyphen
N.
N. Yes, non-zero. If it is a non-zero, then it is going to return true, else the false. Okay, let me go ahead and quickly run this statement and we'll observe that output. I hope so you can run it, right? Do you want to show me this or can you practice that?
We can, sir.
Okay, good. Yeah, so just understand the operators and the meaning of it, then you can practice it. Okay, next another important types of the operators, the which we should know. Yeah, so if you are working with the Linux, each and every the file or device, whatever you are accessing that's like as a file system. Yes, whenever we are working on the file system, what are the different operators are available? So yes, we have the files, or we have the directories, we have the binary files, or we have the text-based files, and file is going to have that the permission, that is a read, write, and executable for the user level. So which permission it is having? Sometimes yes, we need to check it. Our file, is it available or not? Suppose you are going to read the file. Before going to read the file, you need to check it, file exists or not. If the file is not there, but you are trying to read it, then it fails, right? So file exists or not? Yes, some conditions. So is it a file or not? Suppose whenever we run it ls command, we can understand it. Which one is a file, which one is a directory. But you are writing the script, but within the script, in the logic, you need to identify that. The particular file, the particular path, is it a file or directory? Yeah, so those kind of the requirement if you have, then shell level, what is another type of operators which are available is that is a file test operators. Yeah, so we have those important operators that quickly if you go to that hyphen B, this is to check that block special file. So is it a block device or not? Suppose if you mount it to any the disks, so they all comes under like as a the volume. Suppose if I attach that any pen drive to the system, that is external disk which has been attached, right? The drive. In the Windows we say that drive, but in the Linux operating system we say that they're all the block devices. Yeah, is it a block special file or not? Then hyphen B, which is going to helpful that to check it. Or is it a normal text file or not? Yes, then hyphen C is a character. That is to check the normal files. Or hyphen D, this is to check it, is it a directory or not? That means if I specify that any path with hyphen D in the condition, if that is a directory, then it returns a true, otherwise it is a false. Suppose a variable file holds an existing file name, something test is the file which contains in the file variable. But test is the file. So -b with if I check it about that file, that is a false. That is not block file. That is a character file or character specific file. Or is it a directory or not? Or is it a file or not? Hello.
Can you just explain again what block specific file?
Suppose if I may have the device, suppose slash dev xvda1 or sda1, sda2. Suppose if I run it like a du dff come on, let me just open the system. Suppose if we just observe that, so these are all like devices which have been defined. Or if you just run it lsblk command, list of block devices. Yes, they're all the block devices which have been moved. That means slash boot or slash, and they're all the mount points which are attached with this file system like SDA1, SDA2. So these are all like a devices, device blocks. So in AWS, whenever we are attaching to the volumes, I'll come back to that. This explaining about all this, how do we attach it and how to mount it. But if I use it, suppose this device, the file. So file is a command to know that which type of the file is that. So this is a block special file. I got the point now.
Yes, sir, got it. Yeah.
Suppose now hello.sh. If I just use it file and hello.sh. So this is a born again shell script, and which is we say that ASCII text based the file. Or I may have that another one. If I just type that the file and that name, then this is the error file. So which is saying that empty, but this is a normal file. So that is the condition here. Is it a block file or is it a text file? So to check it within the script, how do you do that? That is -b to check it the block special file or not. Now this is the block special file. If path if I define like this one, then it returns a true -b /dev /sda1. Then that returns true because this is the block special file. So that's a condition. -b and -c. There are the two operators which are available. -b, -c. The block special file or character special file. And -d, as we know that the directory or not. -d and -f to check it is it a file or not. And -g is one more operator, checks if the file has its set group ID. Yeah, whether it is having the group ID or not. So if it is set at the group ID, then it is going to use it, that is a true. Otherwise, it is false. And user IDs to check it. And -or read permission, is it having the read permission or not? And -w, is it having the write permission or if it is having the write permission, then it returns it true. Otherwise, it is false. Is it having the executable permissions or not? And the file, so string, how we are working that, is it empty string or I mean that is having any length or not? How we are using -z and -n? Same that the file contains the content, right? Check if the file has size greater than 0. Suppose you just created one file that is empty file. So -yes, and if you give that, if that file size is greater than 0, if it is yes, then condition becomes a true. That means file size, if it is a 0, then it is a true, otherwise it is false. There we are using -z, that is 0 length of the string. Now the file content we are talking about. File size is 0 bytes, then it returns true, otherwise it is false. And how to verify file is it exist or not? Yeah, -e and the path of the file. That is in the variable. Just think it, this variable contain the path of the file. So important things like -e is very important. A size to check it, -s, content length. Read write x, okay, that is fine. And -d, -f. And type of the file to check it, -b and -c. Yeah, so there are some that important file-based operators which we can use it in the conditions. Now suppose, so to understand the next condition, just carefully read this statement. Assume a variable file holds an existing file. Suppose this is the existing file in the U01 shell scripts test.sh, whose size is 100 bytes and has read, write and execution permissions. So this is the file test.sh, some location it is there, and this is the variable we have taken there. Now what it is going to return? -r. What is the meaning of the -r?
Read permission.
Read permission.
Yeah, so as it is saying about it, if file contain the read, write, execute, this is the true, then file has a read access. This block of the statements will be executed. Then as we know that is write permission and executable permission. And is it the ordinary file or is it a special file? Yeah, is it normal file or not? -f. -d, is it a directory or not? -yes, as we're talking about it, size. If that contains 100 MB, what did he say in that here? Size is 100 bytes. Okay. So then, yes is going to become true or false?
True.
True.
File size
Yeah,
is not
it is,
0.
it is not 0. So it is coming to the true statement and it is going to execute it. Yes, size is greater than 0. And file exists or not? That means in that path, the file, if it is available, then it returns true. Otherwise, else block. And is it a block special file or that is a device file, a special disk related? Yeah, so let me take it to this script and let me run it quickly to understand this. I'm not going to do any changes here. We'll check it. Now I'll try to run it and we'll observe that's the what is the output that is going to return. The file operators.sh. So in that script, it is having, I mean, we have defined this is a location, right? So what the file contains? The location of the file, what we have defined? /tmp test.sh. Sorry, actually this is these two lines actually in the commented lines. Yeah. So the file location, we are defining that in the temporary folder some test.sh. That is the example in this context. Now if we run this, what did he say in the says? File itself is not there, right? So file does not exist. We didn't create it. In the temporary folder, the test.sh is not available. So file itself is not available. Then how it is going to have the read access, write access, execute? Obviously no, right? And this is a special file because that file is -f. We are verifying that. That is not the file. So else block which is executing. And this is not a directory. And this is not a block special file. So now let me go to the temporary directory and let me create, what is the file name? Test.sh, right? So what is the file name? I mean the file location which I defined. What is this? Okay. Cat test.sh I have. Suppose now if I run it, now I have created the file. Yeah, file is a hand the read access, file is a hand the write permission. By default, whenever you check it about it, or whenever we create a file, test.sh. So this is a hand the read write only, not export. Yes, it is a hand the read access, write permission, but it does not have the export permission. And file is an ordinary file. Yes, it is a normal file. And this is not a directory. And the file size is 0. Yes, -s condition. And file exists. Yes, that is available. And this is not a block special file. Are you clear about this? The file operators? The very important. Yes, whenever we are working with that file operations, that means reading the file or writing the file. So sometimes yes, we need to verify that the file sizes or file exists or not. Especially -e is very important. And then which we use it -f or -d. Is it a directory or is it a file? Yeah, sometimes we need to, so you need to read all the directories and files. If you have the directory, then go to that directory, then read all the files. Like that, if you have the requirement, so you need to check it, the path, is it a directory or not. If it is a directory, go to the directory, then read all the files. Or if it is a file, okay, read the content of the file. Yeah, are you clear about these decision making points about the file operators and string operators? And in the previous section, which you are understanding, arithmetic operators, relational operators, Boolean operators.
Sir,
Yeah, yes, please.
initially you got one output as a special character file. Once show me that, and what about means what is meant by special character file?
Suppose if you have this any bin file, suppose so if you have this any binary file is a special file. So simple, do I have that any?
Initial output, sir, that is not having read, write, executable permission, but it given output as a special file.
Because that is else condition which was executing.
This is
So this is a special file because it has been implemented here in that condition, it is checking that -ef, the file itself is not there.
okay.
So that's why it comes to that else block, and this is in the else block what we have defined. This is special file I have just defined.
Oh.
But the file is not there. Not there is nothing but that is it is not able to check it. Then it is coming to that else block, and else block whatever we have defined, that is printing.
And special character file means bin file.
Yes.
Okay.
C is a character special file. Binary files.
Okay. Got it, sir.
Yeah. Everyone is clear about that? So just type this in the chart. Clear. With decision making and operators. Good, good, good. Yeah, anyone having any queries, please let me know that. So I see there's only 3 members responding. So anyone having any other queries, questions, please? Then we'll move to the next concept. We don't have any questions. So if you just respond quickly, then I'll move to the quickly. But during working, yes, all these cases we'll see that. Don't worry about it. But first, know the concepts and understand the scripts. Yes, first now this objective is at least whenever you see the script, so what it is defined in the script, at least whether you are coming to that level or not. Yeah, which we started the first initially one bin bash. Now we know the concepts about the variables and the decision makings in the shell scripting with the operators. Yeah, so let me talk at the next one more concept in the conditional statements itself. We have another model also, that is case stack. The very beautiful the statement to define the decision making, especially nested if else conditions. If we have, then we can use it that. So what is this case stack? Suppose here maybe if you have this idea about it, the C programming or Java program, we hear about it, switch case statements. Do you know it? Anyone knows about that? Switch case statements in the C program, or if you have the basic programming touch about it, yes, I mean then if you have this basic the programming itself, yes, we'll hear about it, that switch case statements. Okay, good. Yeah, no problem. So, but let's try to go ahead. So when do we use it? This if else condition. Case and exact statements. Already we had about it. The if else with all the possible cases. Then in which context we use it? That. Suppose here, if you just think about it, if then else if then else if then else block. But tomorrow, if I would like to add it one more condition. Then this the handling or managing about these if else, especially nested if else statements. Okay, it is going to give the output, fine, but the maintenance issues point of view, the future enhancements point of view, handling with all these different conditions, the little bit headache. So to overcome these problems, so let me talk in one scenario. Suppose you are reading from that user some message, enter yes to continue. Enter yes to continue. So then from the user, you need to take the input, and if input is, that is a dollar, input is equal to y. Maybe he can enter the y, or maybe he can enter that yes, the possible cases. Just let me, so if you just understand that, yes, the condition what we need to do that, maybe he will enter the string as y, or maybe he will enter that caps y, or maybe he will enter that yes. That is also is true. Or maybe there is other possibility yes in the small letters, because as we are talking about it, a shell is case sensitive. Or maybe another value, if we just observe that, maybe he can enter that like this, y caps and es is a small, right? There are all the possible different inputs. I mean, whatever the value, if he says y yes, he is accepting, or y yes, or caps y, small y, we don't know that user what he is going to enter that. Suppose whenever we are installing the package, let's observe, I mean, if you observe that in our systems, whenever we are installing the packages, it is going to prompt yes or no. Hyphen y we are passing is nothing, we are confirming. But maybe if it is prompted to the user, maybe he will enter that y or caps y or yes with the small or caps letters or y caps or es small or y caps, e caps and s may be small, whatever it is. So he is accepting. These are all the possible cases to accept it. Then how do you handle these things with the nested if else? If you go for the nested if else, then you need to handle all these cases the one by one, right? Then here that the block of the statements again, if else or else if. Again implementing for that. With all these possible 6 cases, you need to handle like this, right? Is it difficult or is it easy? We can get that output definitely. Yes, if I go and implement like this, yes, I will get that output, no issues. Yeah, so here by yes, like that I need to find it all the possible input cases from the user. Then I need to handle all the cases. So if you have this kind of the requirement, don't try to use it nested if else. So those cases which we can use it, case exact statements. The very beautiful statement. Like example, how that would be. So here we don't say the switch case. Here we say the case exact statement. Case is a starting block and exact is reverse of that. If you reverse this case, then exact. That is the end of the statement. Yeah, case. Then pattern is whatever the input he has given that pattern in, suppose he has entered that y. Okay. Maybe he enters that yes or like small letters or caps letters, as we're talking the 6 possible cases just to confirm it. Simple in one pattern we can implement. How do we define this is, if we just try to understand that example with the cases that this is the nested if else way we can define it. This is the nested if else example. But if I use it, cases that input I will take it, that user. Yes, obviously here also you need to use that input variable. If it is matched in, we can define that patterns over here. What are the patterns? Either Y he can enter it, or YS he can enter it, or YES he can enter it. So here pipeline symbol if I'm using is nothing but what is the meaning of that one is R. Either Y matched or YS matched or YS with the caps, or maybe the Y's caps letter. If all the possible cases, what are the other two cases? 5 cases. Okay, 5. What is the other? YES. If any one of these pattern is matched, that means if this variable value contains or matched to that either Y or YS or the smaller caps or Y caps or small or Y caps and S small, if it is matched, then you can write your block statements. So if it is the possible cases either one of that, then it is going to execute this. So simple. See, here you need to write it almost 10 to 12 lines of the code. But by using the case and with this input variable, then in one line I am defining everything, right? This is the optimization technique. Output you will get it either using this one or using this one. Output is agenda is the same, object is same. But you are optimizing the code here. In the one line, almost 6 or 7, 5 conditions I am checking that. If this pattern is matched, then I am going to use this block statements. Or if other pattern, that means if remaining any characters he enters, then I can use this. Then else block here I can define it. That means other than true. If it's not confirming that, then we need to exit it. Yes, exit statement. That means you didn't confirm it, then we should not go ahead. Exit the statement and give the some output here. Because you didn't confirm it, that's why we are not able to proceed it. Yeah, what are the message that is required to the user? Then you can give that statements over here. Echo command or a block of the commands which you need it. Then you can define. This is like as a else block, right? Final else block. Final else block. If it is not matched any this pattern, then it comes to this pattern. Or simply we can say that here invalid input. I'm not able to continue. I'm exiting that. Simple, you can exit that. Displaying the proper message to the user. Are you clear about this case advantage? And finally, how do we end up this statement? Yes, sack. So this is the case block started here and it is ended here. That's why we say that case sack statement. Let me give me some examples in the scripts. Exit statements, I'll come back to that. Yeah, case statements. Now, what is the meaning of this script? Can you give me that output? Yeah, this is also another use case. Can you give me that output? Can you explain this script? Okay, output, forget about it.
The $1 means we have to give some value. While
Yes. Yeah, is correct. So
that is the first argument of the while.
yeah, so whenever we are executing this script, we need to pass the argument, that is $1. If the $1 is matched to the start, that means he is requesting the starting the server. Suppose you are writing some automation script to handle that Tomcat start and stop activities. So maybe user can ask that start operation or stop operation or restart operation. Then you need to handle. If he asks for the start, then start related commands you need to execute it. Startup scripts, whatever we have for the Tomcat, that start scripts you need to execute. Or in our service management, if you remember that, systemctl start, systemctl operation. Command is the same, but we have the different operations. Start is operation, restart is operation, stop is operation, enable, disable, status. So 6 or 7 operations with the systemctl. So if the user says systemctl start, then start scripts will be executed background. Our user says systemctl stop. Suppose this script you have saved as a start script. Or instead of saying the start script, that is tomcat.sh, tomcat server.sh, some script. So tomcat server.sh start. Then in that script, I need to handle that starting of the Tomcat server. Tomcat server stop. Then stopping the server script, so we need to execute it. Are you clear about this use case? Use case understanding. And syntax is case. And this is the input variable you are passing. In, that means if this value is matched to the start, then this block will be executed. And this block, how do we end up this? Double semicolon. Or if the $1 is matched to the stop pattern, then it is going to execute this block of the statements. And this is the end of that. This pattern is going to end here. This pattern is going to end here.
While you are explaining, you used asterisk mark, and here they used semicolon. After executing one block of statements, symbols are
There is a pattern I just explained.
okay. And means we can use any pattern.
Yes, there is a possible matching patterns you can apply. That's the next examples I'll come back. Wait.
Okay.
So if I just, if I would like to show that this is start script .sh. I'm just giving the some name. Yeah, starting and stopping. These two patterns only we are handling. So one is the start pattern, second one is stop. But if I has given the restart, then the script doesn't handle that, right? Yeah, next I will come back to that explanation. So if I just run it this one, the user didn't pass it any argument. That means it is not matched to any pattern. It is just exited. But if I say the something start, yes, it is matched to the start pattern $1, and it is starting the server. Or if I say that stop, yes, stopping the server. Or if I say the restart, but is it handled? That script restart?
No.
It is not handled. We just define only two patterns. But on the base of this script which you are using, suppose Tomcat purpose you are going to use it, just think it. Tomcat, what are the operations? First you need to identify all the operation. Okay, start, stop, restart, enable, disable, status. Yes, all the possible cases you need to identify all the patterns. Then that patterns you can define in the script. You need to extend more patterns here. But with if else condition also we can handle it. But the handling that's if else, that is a little bit the headache. But this is very simplified. Okay, so this is the start pattern. This is the stop pattern. I'll be having the clarity that what are the patterns it has been already. Yes, it is handled in this script. It is clear. How understood this the syntaxes and understanding the cases stack statements. Now let me give that some more examples here. Now what it is going to do here. Can I analyze the script? Can I explain it?
If I give the input as start, then it will print the starting server.
Yes.
If I give the stop as argument, then it will print the stopping server.
Yes.
And if I give the asterisk mark, then it will print the usage.
No.
The current script username, the third line, the echo user $0.
$0, okay, the file name. And it is showing to the user, boss, you need to use it only start or stop.
Yes.
I'm saying that only, sir. It will print this message if it is matched with the asterisk mark.
So user is not going to enter the asterisk, right? Let me show that. Let me execute it and let me.
Okay, other than start or stop.
Yes, that is the meaning of it.
Okay, got it.
That is not the meaning of asterisk. User is not going to enter asterisk. But if it doesn't match it to those two patterns, remaining all the cases, it is coming. That is the meaning of it. Asterisk here is remaining all the patterns. Suppose I don't enter anything. Then it is saying that clearly to the user. Boss, if you like to use this script, use this format usage. Yes, ./.script.sh. And it has been handled with start and stop operation. Then user is clearly knowing that. Then if we say that start, yes, that is starting the song. Or if it says that stop, then it is clearly showing the stop in the server. Or if it's trying to restart, but restart is not handled. Well, the script is handling only start and stop. So those cases asterisk we can use. Remaining all the, it is kind of final else block. Final else block. Remaining any other pattern, then it is coming to the asterisk section. Is it clear now? So printing the usage of the scripts, yes, sometimes suppose you are sharing to that some scripts to the developer, and developer maybe he has to pass it 2 arguments, 3 arguments, 5 arguments. But what are the at least parameters it has to be passed if you would like to instruct it, where we don't want to give the separate training to him. So whenever he is running the script, he should be able to understand it and he should use it that. So if you have this kind of, yes, you can use it, this cases stack, and in the remaining all the patterns, how he can use the script, you can clearly explain to him within the script itself. Suppose if I'm going to use a cp command, if I directly enter it, it is saying that it is giving some message. What is this? Missing file operand. That means it is handled with case stack. You need to pass it at least 2 arguments. If the 2 arguments are not matched, then it is going to give this error message. And they are saying that use it help options if you need the more information. How they have handled this CP? Function. Yes, they have handled with case stack and with the asterisk pattern. If it is not matched, they are going to give this information. Like that, whenever we are implementing about our scripts, and if that is required to show to the user some information, then you can handle that with the case assack statement. The beauty, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, now let's go ahead with that. So as we're understanding here, start maybe he can use it small letters or caps letters, or maybe S caps letter and the remaining all the small letters. Then how do you handle that? Are you going to implement a different patterns again? No. Here you see that that's example. If it is matched to that, either start small letters or start caps letter. Yes, it is coming to this block. Or if he enters that stop with the small letters or caps letters, then it is coming to this. Or remaining remaining if it is not matched to any these two patterns, then it is coming to final this pattern. Is a clear usage of the cases act. If it is if else, how do you handle all these conditions? We can handle it with if else also, no issue, not an issue. But it is not optimized. That code if else nested if else is not that much optimized, especially nested if else. Yeah, do you understand the script? Next, another use case is during that implementation, as we were talking that the before, YESR, Y are small letters or caps letters. Here you see that the user is going to enter that answer or input. That's we are going to use it as a string. If that is matched, as we know about it, wildcard character classes. So single character, if it is matched either small y or caps y, or if it is matched with that YES within that first character, either small letter or caps letter, second letter either small letter or caps letter, third letter either small letter or caps letter. That means whatever he is going to give that YES with small or caps or the only Y, either single character or three letters string which is matching to that either YES, small or caps. Like that, no operation also. If he's going to enter that single character, either N small or caps, or no with the small or caps letter. Do you understand this statement? The permutations and combination, if you observe that here, two cases. Here, 3 into each one 2 cases. That means 6 cases. 6 plus 2, almost 8 cases it is handling that. Yeah, just to take it and the script and during the lab exercises, try to the work with that and observe that how it is. Or simple, yes, another pattern if you see that. If the first letter matched with Y, that's all you are accepting that. Asterisk. Asterisk, what is the meaning? Any. But first character must be Y, whether he is going to give the small letter or caps letter. But remaining the length and what are the characters he is going to enter doesn't matter that. But for my first character is important. At least one character is required. That one character must be either small y or caps y. That is the meaning of this one. Yeah, if you would like to directly handle that only y or yes, then this is the notation. But first letter y, but remaining whatever he is going to enter, leave it off it. If you have that kind of, then you can use it this pattern. So that is on the base of the requirement, we can use it the case and assack with the patterns matching. If this pattern is matched, so this command or next pattern, like that, multiple patterns we can define. And finally, asterisk is nothing but it is like as a else block. Yeah, that is about case and
Sir,
S.
here in S, the bracket just closed. There is no open.
Where is that?
So y star and just closed, right?
This one, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Then
y
star
asterisk.
asterisk and
Yeah.
just closed braces. But somewhere it should open, right? Or that is the syntax.
No, yeah, this is the syntax. So here, if you just observe that anyone, so how it is starting is this is the
Close braces.
yeah, the closed brace one. Somewhere it is not required to open it. There is
Yeah,
no open and only. So this is the
Closes.
meaning of this. This is the start pattern.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
here,
it's correct.
yeah, so here there are all the statements for this pattern. So normally we can use it something colon like that, right? But they didn't give the colon here. They have given close parenthesis.
Sir,
Yeah,
can we use the while checking the case true or false condition? Can we use the string operator here? Used in, right?
yeah, yes.
In we are using.
Yeah, in
Without,
is like as that is a syntax of the case.
okay, syntax of the case. Okay.
Yeah. So if
So
you
we
don't give
can't
that
use
in,
string operator.
yeah, I mean that is matching. It is kind of the matching.
Means
Even you can use it numeric also. Suppose this is
when we are using numeric also, we have to use in only.
yes.
Okay.
So this is about your variable, and case syntax is a case about your variable, input variable, and in. That means this variable value in either this pattern or this pattern or this pattern. That is the meaning of it. Whether you have given that string here, whether you have given the boolean here, whether you have given numeric here.
Whatever the data types are there, we have to use in.
Yes, that is the syntax of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's about the case statements understanding. And are you clear about this cases? Why we should not use it if else? I mean, nested if else, especially if else one statement, we can use it, no issues. Only one true or false case if you have, then you can use it directly if else. But multiple patterns with the checking about it, small letters, the caps letters, cases. So then this is going to help in that. Yeah, we'll see there's remaining some other examples also, but just imagine that. So if you are installing the packages, systemctl start, stop, restart. Yes, systemctl is the function, or we can say that is a program. That program is expecting either start or stop or restart or the possible type of operations. So if the particular start is matched, then start operation or stop operation. If you have this kind of the requirement, then we will handle in our own scripts. That is cases stack. It can be implemented with if else also. There is no issue. Nested if else also, but that is see 4 lines of the program is going to become that 10 lines of the program. So if you are able to minimize the lines of the code is also very, very important. See, one developer has completed the task, the output giving that with 100 lines, but another developer has completed with 40 lines. Then which program is optimized?
Program with less lines.
Yes, program the file which contain the less lines, because so whenever we are executing the script is nothing but the script has to load it by the interpreter. It is loading is nothing but it is going to use that some memory. So more lines are there is nothing but it has to keep that all the lines in the memory and reading that all the lines whenever it is executing the program. That means it takes some additional resource consumption and as well as additional process time also. So the latency issues we'll be having, and as well as the resources consumption also, the performance issues also will be having that. So the code optimization techniques are the very, very important. Yeah, so good. So that's about the cases, right? But let me talk about some more use cases with exit statements. What is the exit statements? Yeah, exit statuses or exit statements and return. So what about this? What about these? Yeah, suppose if you are running the program, so the program is successful or not, how do you check it? Suppose here I run that cp command. The cp command, is it successful or the failure? How do we know that?
$?
Yes. What is the special variable that is available? Question mark. Dollar question mark is reading about it. That means it returns non-zero, that is 1. That means cp command, whatever we are trying to export it, that was failed. But suppose if I run it my dot start to script with the stop operation, yes, it is stopping the server. But what was happened? Yes, that was successful. Or if I don't give any operation, yeah, usage it is saying that the start script is expecting argument either start or stop. But now if I check it, the status, it is not successful. It is exiting. I mean, it is showing that status code 1. So when it is going to successful, I need to pass the particular operation. Now my script is successful. So on the base of the statements which have been written, that we need to handle that status codes. Suppose ping command, if I use it, ping and something google.com, the site. Now it is successful, right? That means who was implemented this ping function? Oh, control Z I have used and it is written that 148. Okay, let me try to run it with the -c option. Number of packets will request it. That is recommended. Inch of course is stopping that by us. Yeah, now the ping is written in the 0. That means who was implemented this ping functionality, he is handling that status codes, right? So if that is successfully reachable and if it is connected successfully to the remote site, they are returning that 0. If the site is not reachable, then they are returning that some 2 is the status code. So they have handled that ping who was designed or who was implemented. That is also a shell script. But networking level, some sockets it is going to use it. And with the TCP protocols based, the packets it is reading and it is returning them. So who was implemented the ping? So he's handled properly returning the status codes to the user. User is nothing but we are the users who are using that command. So while designing about our own scripts, suppose you are implementing the start script. For start operation, stop operation, and some status, all these operations you are implementing on that script. If the start is successfully done, we need to return the status code 0. If the start failed, okay, return the status code 1. Like the stop, if the stop is successfully, return the 0. Success case, okay, 0. But if the stop is failed, return the 2. Return the 2. 1 is for start failed. 2 is for stop failed. Like that. The operation based, we need to return the statements, status codes. We need to handle it. So you are handling if else condition. If the start is successful, okay, return the status code 0. Else, that means that is got failed is nothing but return the status code 1. Like that. For different operations, different status codes. We'll say that there are the exit statuses. So whenever we are implementing the script, how do we handle that exit statuses? Yes, that is here. If you just check it that. A host is defined the google.com and ping on this host, ping-c count1 and $host. So we are checking now this command. That means above command $? Is equal to 0. What is the meaning of that? We can print it or we can send the mail. Host is reachable and exit with a 0. That means from about our script also we are returning that positive status code. Else block. That means the site is not reachable. Then what is the return code? What is the error code that you want to handle it? Yes, that with that error code you can handle that. So to that user, do you want to display 1 or do you want to display to the 2? So on the base of the script and error codes to handle that. Okay, start failed, stop failed, or ping is failed. So if you have any specific status codes for about your application to monitor it or application to handle that, you can use it. Exit with that status code. Only 0 is okay, that is successful always. But remaining all the cases, like you have the different operations. Here we are defining that ping. Okay, ping is the direct command related, but you are doing that the start script, stop scripts with the different operations. Each operation with a different error code. If the particular error code is written, suppose error code equal to 3. Okay, this is so and so error and so and so action for it. So if you have about your own the script and functionality failures to handle with proper error codes, then how do we return that error code says exit with it that error code. These are all we say the status codes also. Is it clear about this? So exiting the statement with the status code. Normally if I don't define it also, suppose if I take this script, so which side we are checking the google.com. Okay. Suppose if I comment this one also, anyway pingy, we will get it ping status codes, right? Ping whatever it is going to return that. Ping status codes we will get it. Suppose if I run this script plus x. Let me implement this script like this. One small change. Here instead of the whole host, instead of defining here directly, we use the $1. Suppose google.com, if I pass it. Yes. What is the status code? Google.com is reachable. And about our script, what it is written? 0. Suppose if I give the google1.com. So what it is written? About our script is still returning that echo $0 question mark itself. I mean, that is 0 itself. But actually that should return that failure cases, right?
Yeah, I think here in our case, script is success, but that is error because the site is not reachable. But
Yeah.
script
So,
completed successfully.
yeah, about our script completed successfully, but within the script, site reachable is got failed. But about our script also should return the status code error related, right? Have got the point?
Yes.
So about our script, there is no issue. It is executed. If else, whatever it is, doesn't matter that. That doesn't know, right? It is just executing the block of the statements, yes. So it is got actually failed and it is coming to here and it is trying to execute the echo command. Echo command is successful. That's why about our script returned always that the 0, either for the positive or the negative. But we need to handle that the error codes. So about our script, whatever it is returning that, so it should return always the 0. It should handle it. Yes, now if I open this, if I edit this script and if I modify that, adding these exit statements, so I'm exiting the script with the status code. So that is a 0 and 1. So if I run this script, yeah, Google1.com is unreachable, obviously. But what is the status about our script? Yes, now it is written the 1. 1 or 2 or 3, what you need it. As per about our application, the script handling point of view. So you need to prepare the documentation before writing that. You need to share that documentation to other team members also. Boss, there are the status codes which we are handling that. 0 represents success, 1 represents okay, starting failure, 2 represents stopping failure, 3 represents restart failure. So some standards we need to manage it whenever we are implementing the scripts, errors handling also. On the basis of the error code, we should able to immediately get that okay. So error code or status code 2 is nothing but okay, stop is failed. Why stop got failed? Then we can go ahead and looking about it. The stop related that functionality, the why it is got failed.
Can we add a string there, like success, failure, something like that?
And that is you can print in the echo command, but this is the numeric representation. Normally I don't see that implementation, but let me no, we don't see that exit status codes, we say that, but the strings I didn't use it, but let me, as per about your case. Yeah, so it is expecting that a numeric augment. You see that error? So line number 8, exit, success, numeric augment is required. But you can use it in the echo or print commands if you have that any particular. So logging mechanism, we have the separate section. So how do we handle that? The proper logs output giving that to the user. That is logs handling through that we can handle it. But normally exit the command or the statement which we are using from the shell that uses only numeric augment. Is it clear now, everyone? Exit statuses. So whenever we are implementing the scripts, all these scenarios, the handling the success cases, handling the failure cases, That is the best programming mechanism. Okay, so this is one point, and let me quickly go to that other some examples on these exit statuses. Yeah, so here it is not handle any exit status directly as host ping command, and if this is equal to 0, not equal to 0, yeah, this is not equal to 0, host is unreachable. So this is only handling unreachable. Suppose this block of the code, can you implement it in as a single line, as a single line statement? Suppose here 4 lines have been used as we're talking about the code optimization. Can we implement all these 4 lines in the single line? If this returns, that means dollar question mark is not equal to 0, then print host is unreachable. That's all. So can you think of it how it can be handled with a single line? I don't want the 4 lines, single line I need to have it. User now the requirement is just if there is not equal to 0, yes, say that host is unreachable. That's all. Suppose here what is that? If this is true, not equal to 0, then execute this statement. That means second statement execute it. Can we say this is under or logical under or logical or? I have given the clue. Can you give me that now? Can we use it logical and or logical or here?
And because first time when it checks if yes, then it's returned. It will not go for the second statement. Even the second statement is not required.
Yes. If this is true, not equal to 0, then it has to execute the second statement. If this is the true, second statement in which logical operator it is going to executing that the second conditional. If the first one is a true, second one will be executed in the AND operator. Right? So that's if you like to handle. Yes, here let me show that whether yeah. So here sorry, correct. What it is there, not equal to 0. Yeah, so ping. If this is true, then we don't need to execute it. I mean, it is not required to execute this one. Yeah, R operator, sorry. So as we're talking about it, if the ping is true, then it is not required to show that, right? If it is true, okay, then, but here we have defined not equals, yes, reverse case, correct. This is the reverse case we have implemented, the condition is correct. But here it is, we are checking about it. If it is written the 0 status code, then don't try to execute this one. That means that is reachable successful. If this is a fail, that means not equal to 0, then come to this. Host is unreachable. Then this command will be executed. Is it clear about this? Single line of the code. Here what it is going to do? If this is okay, and we are trying to print it, host is reachable. So this is unconditional. This is also unconditional. If this is not okay, then we are saying about it, host is unreachable. So the same statement, if you like to implement this, yes, you can use it and or notations. If this is the true, then I don't want to export the second one. That's as we're talking about it. Logical and non-logical or internal interpreter, how it is going to use it. If this return the status code 0, it is not going to export because this is already true. it is not going to execute it. But here, if this is a true, what we are trying to use it, we try to print that host is reachable. Then we need to use it and yes, if this is the reachable, then say to the user host is reachable. Or if this is the reachable, don't say to anything. But if this is not reachable, then say to the user host is unreachable. That is the meaning this one. Single line of the statements with logical and logical or. You don't need to use it if and all the things. So directly you can define that the condition. This is the first condition and this is the second condition. There is no if or nothing. But if else, if you like to use it, this is the statement. This is the example for it. Are you clear the usage of the logical Boolean and logical, the logical Boolean operators and as well as exit statuses. Exit statuses, yes, you can handle that like this. Exit with the numeric value, what you want to return that on the basis of the condition. So that is one point we are trying to understand that. And the second point is if condition, whatever you have, you don't need to use it. If condition, the using always, you can handle it with logical and logical or also. Yeah, this is also same thing. Host ping. If the ping is not equal to 0, yes, the host is unreachable and we are returning that exit status 1. Else exit statement the 0. This is the successful. Until this it is executed is nothing. This is the successful. But here it comes to here is nothing but we are exiting the block with the status code returning that is 1. A case statement that's already we had. Is it clear about this? Logical and logical OR operators. Yeah, type that clear in the chat window if you're good. At least I would like to see this some responses, whether you understand the concepts or not. Yeah, Ajay, yes, it is clear. Usha, yes, clear. Ravi, clear. Interesting. These are all like if you have this interest on the programming, then try to explore it. So try to type it, and here just use it instead of ampersand, type that R. But before using that, think it about it. Suppose if you use it R, what's going to happen then? If this is true, anyway, it is not coming to here. If it is a false, then it is going to say that for the false, it is a post reachable, right? Actually, ping is not able to do that, but you are showing to that user host is reachable. So no, so just think it that is logically. So the difference. So entire statement meaning itself is changing that by simply changing the ampersand and or notations. But if you understand the usage of these operators, you can make that magic while implementing the commands like this. Simple if conditions if you have, then don't try to run it like 4 commands instead of the 4. Simple one line of the statement. They will ask you that in interviews. Yeah, if this is a condition, then how do you handle that? If you try to say that if else if I use it and I write it, no, can you write it in the single line? Then thinking about it, logical and logical are operators. If the first one is true, what do you want to do that? On the second, that based you can use it, logical and or logical are operators. If the first one is true, second one also would like to do that true, then you can use it and. But if it is the first one is true or fails, On the base of the second one, then or you can use it. That is the beauty of these logical operators. Yeah, with this like operators and exit and case, exit with the exit and case statements, understanding cases set. And tomorrow we'll talk it another programming concept that is about iterations. Yes, that is another beauty in the programming. Already we know that in the C programming with all these. But what is that iterators and how to use that iterators? We'll come back to that tomorrow. Yeah, so that's all for today from my side. Understanding the main concepts, string related some operators, that is about -jet and -m. That is a string length to verify that. And the string is empty. String is equals or not equals. That is equals or not equals. We can use it. There are some notations. And file operators, especially -f, -d, and RWX. Okay, that is on the basis of the requirement you can use it. But -e, file exist, yes, which we see that mostly in the scripting. File exist or not? Is it a directory or not? Is it a file or not? And file size, content. That is -s. These are also important operators which we need to remember from the file side. Then exit statements, handling the proper error codes. So while implementing if else condition, if that is successful, then what is the status code? If it is a fails, nested if else we have. If it is a starting fail or stopped fail, something is happened. Yes. Then how do you handle that with the status codes? So with the exit. And finally, case and async the syntax model. Case variable in, and then pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, which you can use it this notation. This is the pattern 1 starting, and this is the ending. So between that, whatever you are implementing, if this is matched this pattern, these statements will be executed. This is second pattern. If this pattern is matched, start it here and execute these commands, and this is the end of this pattern. Yeah, so that's points. That's all from my side for today. So any queries, questions, please let me know. So try to take it this, I have shared already this lab guide. You can find it all the scripts, whatever I'm talking that. So, but try to type it, So we don't give in that any copy and paste options. So try to type it and face the syntax issues and solve the problems. Use the keyboard, but don't try to Control C, Control V, but use a keyboard and try to practice it. Yeah, so that's all from my side. I'm going to log off for today. Thank you all. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.